Hey guys, welcome. Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. We are celebrating our success story of the week, Teri from Divine Travels by Teri. How are you this morning, lady?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us
Good.
on the show today. You are a recent graduate of Careers on Vacation, right?
I am.
Yay!
Yes.
Well, first of all,
Excited.
congratulations on your
Thank
graduation.
you.
Tell us a little bit about where your business was before taking Careers on Vacation and where you are now.
Okay. So before Cruise on Vacation, I've been doing travel for now just about 3 years,
Yeah.
3 years. And I was kind of just thrown into it. And one of the things someone told me, and I should have listened, was do training first before networking. And of course, I did the opposite, and I never did a lot of the training because I got busy, which was great. I mean, I was all happy about that, but I felt like I was missing something. And I felt stagnant, if that's even something I can say. I didn't know how to market whatsoever. So
Yeah.
I kept seeing you on Facebook, and I kept watching. I probably watched you for the last year before I decided to really say, you know what, I'm going to do this, because I think there's something, obviously something drew me to you.
Yeah.
So I took that as there's something that I can learn here. And that's what I did. So
Yeah.
I took the leap.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And I think it is hard, like as an experienced agent, because you've done a great job, kind of that first uptick. I know we talked about that in your coaching session, but just, it is hard when you don't know, like if you could go back to Teri when she started, what would you do differently?
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was saying is, I
Yeah.
probably would have learned about marketing. Marketing I didn't realize how huge that is. And now I do. And it is a big deal. So
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Awesome. Yeah. And it's, you can build a pretty decent business on friends and family, but it's not really going to get to the level that's
Right.
life changing, right?
Yes.
So what do you think has been your biggest win or celebration since taking the program?
I think getting my feet wet in the live videos. Of course,
Mm,
I created the Facebook group, which I didn't even know I could do. I thought the business page was all that I needed to do.
yeah.
I've done a lot of creative postings through Canva. I posted my first live Facebook ad 2 days ago. And so there are a lot of things that are, I don't know if it's a big win, but there are lots of little wins for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the Zoom meeting, that's another thing. I did a Zoom meeting, and that was challenging. And I've got a lot to learn on that, but we're getting there.
Yeah. And just knowing, I think, the strategies and the things that work. Obviously, there's a lot of architecture that goes into place to get those marketing, what we call your marketing machine, right? Like all those little pieces. But you really dived in. You asked a ton of questions. You made sure that you made the most out of the mastermind, and now that's paying off for you. So that's
I think
amazing.
you have to. You have
Yeah.
to put yourself out there. No question was a dumb question. And I learned that early on. And so, ask it. And like I think the one question I had to ask you, and I was like, oh, should I even ask, was, do you rehearse when you do the live videos? And I thought, okay, she's going to think that I'm a nuts, but, but I could see everybody else in that Zoom meeting saying, they were laughing like, yeah, do you?
Yeah, is that a thing? And I think as a result of you asking me that question, like within a few weeks, I created you guys that blooper reel, remember?
Yes,
And I
yes.
was like, look, I've been doing this for years. I've been training video strategy for years. It is never a perfect process, right? It's just work with what you have and move
Yeah.
forward, knowing what to do when to kind of plug it into from a marketing perspective. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of times you have no one to ask those things. You see these people on YouTube and you're like, oh, it just seems so unreachable. Like, how would I ever even
Yeah.
start or do that? But
They must have been
being
doing
that,
this for years.
yeah, you can be in that environment where you can ask all the questions. I always say there's no dumb questions. I'll answer them all 100 times, and that's totally fine, because it's all about getting everybody what they need at the moment they need it. Because you might
Right,
remember it
right.
a week ago, but this week is a
No,
whole
and
new
it's
week.
true. And that's another thing I like about the program, is that I can go back and I said, gosh, I know we talked about this and I know I read it. So I either go back to the videos, or I will go back to the workbooks and go through the modules, and I'll go through that, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Because it is a lot. It's a lot to take in, and you can get overwhelmed, but I had some help with that as well.
That
So,
live support, that's where it makes a difference.
yeah,
Where did I see that video again? Where was
yeah.
that job tool? All that good stuff.
And that we have access, to those even after the program really helps.
Yeah, lifetime. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the program, you get lifetime access to all of our training materials. And that has become more and more important as the years tick by, because our people who went through the program 3 or 4 years ago, everything changed in Facebook. We're facing Facebook changes this month again, right?
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
all of those
Yep.
things will be updated. It's kind of like an evergreen program, right? So you can come back next year, and if there's a new platform or different things, you always have access to that. So that's great. So Teri, talk to me about the mindset process of the program. We integrate training you to have the mindset of a CEO, and we want it to help you in life and business. But how did that impact you, or did it help you in your life or business in any way?
It did. I want to say that at the beginning, it was kind of I was stressed out, and I have a lot on my plate. So the mindset, even trying to think like a CEO, is very difficult to do, and I'm doing baby steps. So it's a hard thing to get out of your head, especially when you're always telling yourself, oh, you'll never be like these people. You'll never be up there making millions of dollars. But that's not true. To me, if it's a plan for me and I make it happen, even if I get halfway there, I mean, come on, it's more. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
I love that.
yeah, it's a work in progress. Definitely.
I love that. Yeah. And just having the tools. And I know you and I had some conversations, and everybody goes through different things in their life, and that addressing those are just as important as to get your business to grow, right? Because you have to work past those limiting beliefs, see yourself in this new role, see that you're capable and you're deserving and worthy, all of those things. So that's awesome. Walk me back to the beginning. So you followed me for a year, which a lot of people did. Maybe you're watching this video going, Cyndi, I've been following you for 2 years. Or I've been following along to see, is
now's the time?
Yeah, which you guys should vet. You should vet anyone before you give them money. So, whether someone does a fast journey or a longer journey, I always say when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, right? You obviously found this video on YouTube for some type of reason. But Teri, walk me back to when you had to make that decision. Was it hard for you? Was there anything you had to overcome to kind of start working with us?
There was a lot to overcome. I had to figure out my schedule. But I think, and I hate to say this, but I think COVID helped me to have some downtime. Even though I was still marketing or still networking, and I had some business, most of it was cancellation time, So after that was done, I thought, well, this is a really good time for me just to focus on stuff that I couldn't get to prior to starting my business. So that's when I decided to take the leap, and I am glad I did. I was stressed there for a while because I had my granddaughter because of COVID. Her mom works in the front lines. I have my dad that I take care of on a daily basis. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? But I think what helped me was realize that I could go at my own pace. You guys kept telling me that, but there was one live video that Brandon did, and I'm like, you know what? I've got to quit stressing over this. I think I was only 2 modules behind towards the end, but I could get caught up. It
can get in your head. Yeah,
it does. And you're like, oh gosh, I didn't get that done. I got to get this done before my next module starts. And you really don't, in fact, even though I completed all the modules, I still need to go back and reread them. And, because I know that there's stuff that I missed, and I'm writing out a checklist of everything because you say, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. And your list gets really long, and you think you have to do it right then and there.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I'm like, no, I'm just going to, if I can get 2 or 1 even done a week, I would be happy. And there were big challenges like creating the Facebook page and then creating a video. And so those are the things that take time. And, but now I'm working on stuff that was not as important, but still is important. So now I'm actually able to see that I'm working on those now.
Absolutely. And that's the part, like when you're going it alone, that is so tough, because it's like it can feel all over the place, like spaghetti
Well,
dumped
yeah,
out on the like, oh my gosh, where do I
that's,
start with this thing? But
yeah,
we tell you guys, like like worry is just wasted energy.
it
We're gonna
is.
show you we're gonna give you the checklist, the roadmap, we're gonna show you, and whether you finish exactly on the last module, and we have that extra 2 weeks at the end where you don't have any modules built in for kind of catch up time. But to your point, there's always going to be stuff you go back and revisit. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're working the program how we recommend, which you did, which is just plug along, get the things done that you can get done, and keep working off of that list, it will all come together by the end.
It will. And then, you know, certain parts have clicked, you know, like, oh, now I see why we do that, you know, and it's still a learning process, but it is working.
Absolutely. I
Definitely
love
working.
it. So what would you tell that person who's been on the fence? They're kind of sitting on the fence. They're not sure if they want to kind of die. They know they need us to learn and to be able to grow, but they're just stuck in
Yes.
that place of inaction. What would you say to that person?
I would say that, you know, I think with COVID, a lot of people could be on the fence because they don't know if what's going to happen to the travel industry. But I'm telling you, now is the time to do it. There is enough work for so many people.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that a lot of retiree age travel agents are kind of stepping back a little bit, which even opens the door up more for us. So there's a lot of business out there. The one thing I can say about this through COVID was that not one single client of mine said, I don't ever want to travel. They're like, when can we travel? When can we book? I need to do it now. And it's hard because I can't, I do some 2022, basically what I'm doing now. But they want it. They're not afraid to really travel. They aren't afraid to travel. So
we've
I would say just do it.
3-4 weeks, we've really seen an uptick. You know, we have our own travel agency too. We've seen an uptick in bookings again, and kind of the same thing. When is this going to open up? When is this going to open up? And I think the silver lining in this whole thing, yes, you had extra time. That's why our classes have been filled to the gills, because people are like, this, I'm going to do it. I finally have the time. But also, it's the silver lining in this whole thing is, now more than ever, we are in the vernacular, we are in the mainstream news to say, you'd be crazy not to book with a travel agent, because travel is so fluid. It's going to be fluid for at least another year with change policies and things and all those things. So where we're finding is some of our clients who booked like the big trips with us, they're asking us even to do the little stuff for us now, because they don't want to get stuck on the phone for 7 hours. They don't want to. So we're seeing an uptick from that, but also people don't just want to work with any travel agent. They want to work with those ones who are skilled. And, you know, even if you're brand new, it's all about positioning and putting yourself in the market, in that online space in the market, to capture all of these people that don't want to work with Expedia and don't want to work with the big OTAs because they just shut their phones off, and they had all that, they're facing class action lawsuits and all kinds of craziness. People are like, go to your local travel agent, make sure you have a travel agent on speed dial. So you're right, there's enough business for all of us. I am super excited about going into 2021, especially with the recent uptick. And I'm so glad for you know, I know we have a lot of graduates coming in that started in the middle of COVID, but we have had so many. When this video comes out, it's going to be like 6 weeks from now, because we have so many positive case studies that we're filming in the midst of this. Can you imagine, as stuff returns to normal, how crazy it's going to be? So that's great to hear from you as well.
And also, I think with, you know, jump in, do it, and don't be afraid of those live videos, because to me, they're very, very helpful. And the reason why I say it is because somebody that I don't know can actually see me on video and say, oh, she seems like a person that I could really trust, because they got to know, trust, and like you in order to do business with you. And so it's important that you get out there, they see your face, they see you're a real person. And that's why another thing with the Zoom meetings, the consultations through Zoom, I think are fabulous, because they get to see me. And a lot of my business especially now with COVID, you know, you can't do those one-on-ones. So yeah, it's actually quite nice to do that. And I feel more comfortable if they come to me and they see me and who I am.
Yes.
And that I'm not gonna, you know, this is a legit thing.
I love that you brought that up because everybody's all on video now.
Yeah.
We've been training this for years. So we were already set up, know what we're doing, have proven methods, have video strategy training. So it's almost comical to me because I'm like, I have been telling people to do this for 4 or 5 years. I've showed them my results from YouTube and all how we, you know, utilize and how we plug in video to different marketing techniques. But you're right. It doesn't cost you anything to do video marketing ones. You just need to know the method and the system that we train in the program. And then it equals more clients, and clients, like you said, beyond friends and family, someone you don't know can find you and build that bond. And then they're working with you. So I love that. And I love that you embraced it.
I won't do business with family. I say no.
I love it. Yeah, they always have the most questions and most service demands, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly true.
That. So that's funny you say that. No, I love my family, but when they want to book something, I'm like, I have a travel agent in the agency that can help you. So they have to pay the fees and do the things just like everybody else because that's right. It is what it is. We're running a business, not a charity, right? So I love that, Teri. Well, guys, if you're out there kind of in Teri's shoes, maybe you are an experienced agent and you're like, oh my gosh, my base isn't traveling. I need to figure out how to operate in this online space, how to effectively market. Or if you're brand new and you've been following like Teri did, following me for a year and watching success story after success story after success story. I mean, just check out YouTube. I think we're filming like Teri's close to our 90th case study now that we have coming out of the program. Check those out on YouTube, but what are you waiting for? I really encourage you to apply for our Careers on Vacation program. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. And we're just going to do a discovery call. That's the first step to understand what your goals are and if we can help you. If we can help you, we will talk about the application process. If we can't, we'll give you some great tips and we will tell you, some great feedback on what you should do for going forward on whatever you want to do in the industry. But Teri, was the discovery process uncomfortable for you in any way?
Oh, not at all. I mean, I was a little nervous, of course, because here I'm actually talking to you and it's like, oh my gosh. So no, but you made it very smooth, easy. I mean, it's like we've been friends for years. It wasn't anything scary, just, nerve-wracking to make
that call and know you're going to
make that call. Yeah. But then once you did that, it's fine.
Yeah. We're really just interested in learning your goals and helping you map that out.
Exactly.
So, well, Teri, thank you for joining us today. This has been such a pleasure. We're going to keep following along. Of course, you're going over to our graduate community, so you're not going too far, but I wish you so much love and abundance as you move forward. Let us know if there's anything we can do to further help you, okay?
Okay, will do.
All right, lady. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.